Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first edition of Sports Focus. I will be your host today, Ilongole Emmanuel. This is a sports-oriented show where we shall be discussing sports issues, football, rugby, basketball, everything to do with sports around the university, in the country, and around the world. We're going to discuss the Uganda Cranes. Is it really viable? Are they really going to make it to the 2023 AFCON, according to what we have seen so far? My panelists today to discuss this are Mazi Daniel and Aboga Andrew. So let's get acquainted with them.
You're welcome, our viewers. I'm Mazi Daniel, and I'm proud to be on this first show of UCU Sports Focus.
Yes, hello everyone. My name's Aboga Andrew. I'm also very excited to be here on the first show of Sports Focus. It's going to be very beautiful.
So, Mazi, what do you think of the Uganda Cranes so far, according to the first two matches you have watched?
Personally, I'm not surprised with the trend of results because there's been a downward spiral, a downward sort of trend for a while now, which began with the failed qualification for the recent AFCON.
Yeah.
When the draw was made for these group stages, it was very clear for all to see that there are 4 games which we must focus on. The 2 games against Algeria were like free hits. We go there, we get a point, that is very good. But the four games, the two games against Niger and the 2 games against Tanzania were the key games. Now, we lost the first game to Algeria. No reason to panic. Although the lineup and the whole style of play raised questions. Or like, let's wait for the Niger game. We are at home. We are a better team. We should win. The game comes and we have drawn. Now that is where the questions start coming in. We now have 3 games left. No, 4 games left. One of them is against Algeria.
Yeah.
Which I would consider a free game. Now we have 3 games to get points from.
Yeah.
The 2 games against Tanzania and the one against Niger. But personally, irrespective of what happens in those games, I think it is very clear that there needs to be a change in the whole national team setup from the top, from FOFA downward to the coach, everything. Yeah. I think we need to go back to the sort of
the drawing board.
Yeah, the drawing board and what the Sabri had brought.
Yeah.
Whereby we had a sort of identity.
Yeah.
They're selecting players who are not on form, who are not playing for their clubs.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yes, and Andre, according to Mazi, he seems to suggest that it's panic stations now. We've played only 2 games, but for him, according to him, Mitchell is not the man, FOFA is not the thing, everything is wrong from the 2 games. What do you think? Do you agree with him?
Well, at a smaller extent, I do believe with him because I believe, like the way he talked about the Sabri, the coach, when he left us, that's where all our, we say, like lowering.
Yeah.
And of course, we brought back Micho, sorry.
Yeah.
He's a Ugandan Muzungu, let me put it like that. Yeah, he's someone who has been loved a lot.
Yeah.
People may say he's a Ugandan even. Yeah. But right now I feel the football he has might be too old for us or something.
Yeah.
And let's just say he believes too much in the squad he left behind.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So he's going to trust who he left behind. We're unlucky maybe Onyango retired from the squad, or Massa, Godfrey. But if those boys were around, I'm sure they would have started the Niger game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically Micho's style and mentality is still the one he left behind when he left UG. So yeah.
Yeah. I think that's true because we have seen people being called up like Farouk Mia, who haven't played football in like 9 months. We know what's going on in Ukraine, but the man is still being called up to the squad. And he's starting the match ahead of some really brilliant players. Maybe, I don't know, what do you have to say about Farouk Mia? Is this still worth the national team? Or?
For a while now, he has been off form. Even the time he was still playing for his club before the whole Ukraine crisis.
Yeah.
You could see in some Cranes matches, especially that last campaign where we didn't qualify for AFCON, plus the World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah.
In that group we had Mali, Rwanda, and is it Kenya? Something like that.
Yeah.
Mia was really off form, but he was playing.
Was playing.
So I think we sometimes we have to accept. We love him. He helped us qualify for 2017 AFCON.
Yeah.
But we have better players. We have players who can do better than him, and we should trust them. At least if they call him, let him start on the bench. Yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah, don't forget to go and comment on the comment section. You can tell us what you think of Farouk Mia being on the national team right now, which has not been playing football. So, Andre, we saw someone like Yunus Sentamo. The man consistently scores. He's among the top scorers every season, but he was not called to the national team. Really, what do you think about that?
Well, I did not enjoy seeing that when we faced Niger, because we're actually playing in Yunus Sentamo's home.
Yeah.
At the St. Mary's Stadium, because he's a Vipers player.
Yeah.
So I'm sure very many Vipers fans were expecting to see Eunice Sentamo around. But, of course, like the way we said, Micho is...
under very unclear circumstances.
Yeah,
some people say, actually, FIFA is against certain players.
They influence the selection.
Well, I've heard about that too.
I think that's
it's as if they are selective on who should play and who shouldn't.
And I think that's very backwards for us as a nation to develop our football and all that. And then another controversial thing that came up was Bobosi not starting
against
Algeria. It was very controversial. I don't know.
Yeah, because when he came in the game, he added on the speed and the team's desire. Because I remember he immediately won a corner and something like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like first of all, Bobos is on bench, and then you have Alan Okello and Farouk Mia as the front two that day.
Yeah.
Two players who both aren't doing well club wise. So first of all, they lack game time, enough game time. They lack confidence, and you're playing against. Okay, so get the likes of Benacer, Belaili, the best players in the African continent.
Yeah. True.
So.
And they even beat us badly without Maris.
Yes, exactly.
So I was wondering, imagine Maris was on that pitch. So what do you think? What do you think needs to be done? Because it's a very tricky situation right now.
I saw the fixtures. We have a double header against Tanzania in September, home and away. The third game is going to be very key. That game at Chitende.
Yeah.
If we don't win that game, I think we shall not qualify. Because irrespective of how good Algeria is, they are taking two teams in this group. So we just have to be better than Tanzania and Niger, which shouldn't be a very hard task.
Yeah.
But we seem like we are ready to make it hard for ourselves.
Yeah.
So that Tanzania game, if we don't get 4 points from that double header, it's going to be very difficult for us. Because if we get 3 points from that double header, we shall have 4 points after 3 games. And then we shall have to go to Niger. You know, Uganda's away problems.
Yeah.
And and then we go to Tanzania. It's a derby. They will not want to lose to us that side again. So that game at Chitende is very key. And the other 2 games away to Tanzania and Niger, we should go all out and try our best to win at least one of the 2 games.
Andre, do you think hope for qualification?
Well,
according to you.
Possibly there is still hope. Yeah, because we have how many fixtures left? Like 4 right there. So approximately we need up to how many points to survive? Like
8 points might be enough because
8 points, right?
Might be enough. Depending on how Tanzania and Niger do.
So that means possibly we should maybe try and beat Nigeria both legs. I know it's going to be hard and tricky.
Niger.
But you already did the game. You already did
sorry. I was meaning Tanzania,
Yes.
So when we face Tanzania, I feel we should beat them home and away. Like, we don't need a draw in those 2 fixtures. Then I'm seeing Algeria and Niger. Those are 2. Of course, we're going to bring Algeria back to UG, right?
Yeah.
It's a home game. So if we could keep them at a draw, maybe, because it's going to be a very strong fixture, that one.
Yeah.
Then that would be good for us. And also Niger going up to West Africa, we should also keep it maybe a draw. So it might probably save us. But the 2 Tanzanian games is the most important. That's what I believe.
Yeah. That double header is very key.
So if Micho doesn't make the 2 double header games against Tanzania, should he go? Do you feel like it's time for him to go? Or you feel like it's time for him to go right now?
For me, I feel like whether we qualify. Let me tell you, the only reason we shall qualify is because Tanzania and Niger are not are worse than us. If they, if they, the only reason is because they're worse than us. Otherwise, whether we qualify or not, the whole thing needs a change.
Should just go there to be beaten.
Because even in those years before, when we used to miss qualification by a point, the days of David Obo and Sekaja, we always used to win our home games, like all of them.
Actually, there was a time I remember Nambole was almost
a fortress.
A fortress. Yeah. No one could beat us.
Yeah, we went like 7 years unbeaten there.
Yeah, 7 years, sort of,
Now, and then our games would look for like 2 draws, and those are 11 points, which kind of can be enough right now.
Yeah.
Since they increased AFCON to 24 teams. But we seem to have lost even the home advantage. We no longer win home games. In the last qualification, when we failed to qualify with South Sudan and Malawi in our group, we failed to beat South Sudan at Chitende.
Yeah.
And that cost us very much. So we really need to go back to basics. Sacrifice, if it means sacrificing this campaign, and just change the system.
We really need to go back to basics. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment under this YouTube channel. And keep engaging with us on News Youth Focus TV. This is Sports Focus, and we are still driving the conversation. So, what do you think of the fact that our league doesn't produce so many players in the national team? Yet we are supposed to, you know. I have a bias towards our league having players on the team.
Like
what do you
our
think?
league.
You feel our league is too backward, or the coach just prefers foreign players?
That is the point.
Yeah.
Okay, here in UG, we actually have a good league. It might not be best in East Africa, like the best league in East Africa, because Kenya is a very competitive one.
And Tanzania too.
Yeah, and Tanzania is also very competitive.
Yeah.
We might not be at their levels, but at least I've been watching some Ugandan players that I believe if they are to be put on that stage, we can be good enough for African football.
Yeah.
Because one young man, we can talk about Bobos.
Bobos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a very good player.
He's a top player.
The movement, the sight, the vision. It's like watching some De Bruyne in Africa or something in Uganda. He's really good. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have Ian Muranga. I think is it Muranga? He's a striker for URA.
Yeah.
Very good guy.
Top player.
Always top scorer, almost seasonally. So I believe we really have players. We do have players in this league. Khalid.
Yeah.
There are so many players.
On that same topic,
Yeah.
I think it's not new for a coach to underlook local players, because I remember when I started following the Cranes when I was young, those days when they had Bobby Williamson. Remember that coach? He used to
Bobby Williamson,
apparently he would even ask some local based players, who are you and all that stuff. The whole squad was literally full of professionals.
Yeah.
You know, even guys go to Vietnam and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think our league has reached a point whereby we have enough good players.
Yeah.
We have enough good
That's
because
a good feeling.
the defenders, we have the likes of Khalid Wali. I've seen him playing against professional and he's good.
Yeah.
Goalkeepers we have.
Goalkeepers is maybe
it's a
the
bit
region
right now. In the region.
Actually, that brings me to the question of Onyango replacing him. Who do you think? Because there's been that kind of shift between Charles Lukwago and
Watenga.
Watenga. So I don't know. According to you guys, what do you think should fill that? Because I feel a country should have a stable goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Even big countries like Brazil that have top keepers like Alisson and Ederson, they choose Alisson as the number one. So I think we also need to establish that and have our number one keeper. So I don't know what you guys think.
Well, Lukwago is in the Zambian league, right? I think he's playing with, not sure of the team, but he's in the Zambian league. Then Watenga is in South Africa, right? With the Chipa United.
Yeah.
So, okay, they're all outside. Well, so maybe that's why it's hard to choose, but I've seen Watenga play.
Yeah.
Before he made that move out of Vipers, that one dropped him. Yeah. Before he made that move out of Vipers, he kind of dropped when he went, I think, to Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one kind of shook him off his move, because at that time he wanted to leave Vipers. I think he wanted that outside move. You know, almost every Ghana player likes that move.
Yeah, there's that kind of sensationalism going out.
So that one actually shook him. But when he went to Chipa United, I've been seeing him getting some playing time, although he's not the first goalkeeper. But he's been getting some playing time, and I would actually go with him even though Lukwago is good, but I think I would go with Watenga,
Personally, I think we made a mistake with the continuity issue after Onyango left.
Yeah.
We didn't have a stable guy to replace him.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be Salim Jamal, but his issues with Fufa. Yeah. Apparently he talks too much and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think we made a mistake there.
There's another David Obua.
Yes. And I'm not sure how independent Fred Kajuba is, the goalkeeping coach, in terms of his choice. Because I think there are some influences also from behind. That's another problem. But I think we should get one goalkeeper and focus on him. And I feel like Lukwago hasn't given the safety Onyango used to, or even half of it. Because a keeper who gives half the safety Onyango used to give us would be okay.
Gives the team more confidence.
So I think we should try Watenga next time.
Yeah,
Watenga next time.
Okay, that's great. I've loved those views on the goalkeeping issue. Then another issue that has been moving around, circling around, is the goalkeeper. The goalkeeping issue. The coach issue. Is it time to rely on Ugandan coaches, really? Because when was the last time you saw Ugandan coaching the Ugandan national team? I'm a strong believer in Ugandans coaching Ugandans, not someone from abroad. So I don't know what you guys have to say about that. Our coach is substandard? Because Andre, you can tell us what you think about that.
Well, with Ugandan coaches, there have been those good ones.
Yeah. Like
Mike Mutebi, but I think he's after money or something. He's always asking for very big contracts. His contracts are like heavy, like requires a lot of money because he has really made a name in Uganda, like with cases here, winning many league cups, So he would have been good. Then we have examples of Coach Golola. Yeah. But right now he's Toro United. But he kind of flopped after leaving Vipers, but he was actually a very good coach earlier. Yeah. So I believe Ugandans, we have those coaches, but we don't consider them because they don't feel that they have that experience outside. Because I believe we have not had coaches, Ugandan coaches, going far wide to coach other teams, like maybe someone based in the South African League or but it's easier to get someone who's coming from.
But we have a coach at Red Bull.
Sekaja,
yes. And Sekaja is a former player.
He's
a junior coach, but forward. I think it's good.
Well, that one is also, it's good. Okay, it's going to help us now in this instance because he's going to get that experience outside and maybe he can bring it back and build this team better.
Personally, I'm a big fan of Mike Mutebi. He actually made me fall in love with cases here. The way they play, and most importantly, his trust of young kids. Uganda has a problem of recycling players, old players, but all the Alan Okelos, the Sadatanakos, got a chance under him. So I think Mike Mutebi would be the best choice for us, but his character I think his character wouldn't fit well with the administration of FUFA. Because there's still two people with big egos who can't work together. So I think it wouldn't work. It wouldn't come out properly. Those guys kind of need a person who will
submit
their demands.
And I think that's a very big issue in Ugandan football.
So I think local coaches,
the current ones, you don't see any.
Because it also needs some issue of respect and all. That's why even the bigger countries like Ivory Coast and all, you get French coaches and all that stuff. So I think we are not yet there.
But I think we should move in that sort of direction.
We should look to train more.
Okay, as we come towards the end, I would like to know if today, I know you guys are very serious football enthusiasts, so if today I made you the coach of the Uganda Cranes, what would be your starting 11 and probably what style of football would you play? Andre?
Well, for me, I am defense-minded. I believe in defending more than
Mourinho.
Mourinho kind of guy, or the Ancelotti final guy, the guy who played there. So, of course, in the back line, I wouldn't forget, from the goalpost, I would go with Watenga currently. I was hoping Onyango would be around, but I would go with Watenga. Then maybe in the back line, I'd go with Halid Dualia and Bevis, yeah, of course, Bevis. Then there's this young boy I used to like from high school. It's called Aziz. Aziz was good.
Yeah.
Like,
He actually played against Niger.
he played it? Yeah. He was around also.
Yeah.
Then on this other side, I would go with the Muleme Isaac, yeah. I would also go with him on that other full back side.
So you're playing a back three?
No, those are 4 guys. Because there's Bevis, Khalid, Kayon does this.
Okay.
Then also Isaac, yeah. Then my 2 sitters, of course, I wouldn't forget Bobos. I would want to keep Bobos inside and maybe Awucho for some sort of experience.
Yeah.
Then I would go for what? Alan Okello.
As a 10?
Yeah, as a 10 through the middle. Then wingers, I would go for place Mia, of course. Probably. I don't really have.
Even if you've not been playing on
on
a consistent basis.
Sometimes you just have to like a player. I think coaches do that.
Yeah.
So I think I would go with Mia.
Yeah.
Then on the other flank, I think I would pick Kalisa. Yeah, for his speed.
And your striker?
Then on my striker, I've always liked Bio. Bio has been
striker,
good,
yeah. True. Okay, that's a very strong team. Let's see if it can rival Manzi's. Manzi, what's your team?
I would not disagree with him on the goalkeeper. I would start with Watenga, and then right back. There is some guy. He's the captain of Express.
Walusimbi, yeah.
Yes.
Top player.
He had actually started playing. I don't know why he wasn't called this time. So I would have him on right back.
Yeah.
Left back I would have Aziz Kayendo too. Then Khalid Walida and centre back.
Yeah.
And Davis Mugabe. Because he had that experience and professionalism playing abroad and stuff. Yeah. Then I still love those 2 guys of Aucho and Tadeo.
Tadeo Luang.
I love their aggressiveness. They seem to have some sort of energy, like they don't care who you are, they'll bully you, they'll tackle you and stuff.
So you want to fight in your midfield?
Yes. I would have those 2. Then I would have Bobasi in front of them with more freedom. Those guys doing the dirty work for him, and Bobasi roaming around as he wants.
Yeah.
Then I would have the wingers. Abdul Mana was good, but he's no longer playing. I think he's not doing well club-wise, so I wouldn't have him. Let me first go to striker. I would have Sentamo there.
Yunus, yeah.
I would have Yunus there. And then I would also have Okello. I have certain liking for Okello.
On the wing?
Yeah. Probably like right wing, cutting in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I would have Milton Karisa too.
Karisa.
Although sometimes I would have Sentam coming from behind with Stephen Mukwala. Another guy I feel is unfairly treated with the national team because he's always among the guys with the goals.
So you are a forward.
Yeah, actually, I would sometimes put Mukwala over Sentam, so that would be my lineup.
I've noticed both of you have left out our captain, Emmanuel Okwi.
Yes. No, that is another topic.
Yeah, that's a topic for another day. So who would you make your captain on either of your teams, Andre?
I think I would go with Awucho because I feel he's the most experienced in the squad I gave. Yeah.
I would also have Aucho or Khalid. But because Aucho is more experienced and I would have Aucho.
Personally, I would have Davis Mugabe and I want him to be captain. But anyway, viewers, you can go in the comment section and decide whose team is better, whose team you'd rather have, which coach you'd prefer, Coach Manzi or Coach Andre. Otherwise, I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you for tuning into this show today. And we're going to keep growing. We look forward to your comments, to your suggestions. We want to keep growing as a channel, as a program. My name is Lungole Emmanuel. Thank you. I sign out.